Around the turn of the century, Winnipeg was one of the fastest growing cities in North America. Trade and commerce thrived, and the city saw many new buildings being constructed in the downtown core. Among these buildings were two very high-profile structures that helped shape the landscape of Portage Avenue and provide Winnipeggers with a place to shop for just about anything they could possibly need. They were the Hudson's Bay Company and the T. Eaton Company. Both buildings were large for their time and dwarfed most other buildings around them. Portage Avenue looks very different today compared to yesterday, and most shopping is now done in the big suburban malls. However, when they were first built, both stores were magnets for Winnipeggers to visit downtown and to spend their hard-earned dollars and experience a shopping event like no other. To get a good idea what shopping in large downtown retail stores was like, the 1970s British comedy Are You Being Served, albeit comically, says it all.
I'm looking for a cashmere sweater, please.
Cashmere sweaters, Mr. Lucas?
Exactly.
Would that be pure cashmere, sir, or cashmere and wool?
Pure cashmere, please.
The customer's looking for a pure cashmere sweater. What colour, sir?
Beige.
Beige. There we are, sir. £30. Just feel how soft they are.
I wish I could afford that.
Gone are the days of helpful sales clerks to assist you no matter what department you were visiting. A visit to either store was an adventure. For example, a trip to Eaton's wouldn't be complete without paying a visit to the statue of Timothy B. Eaton, the store's founder. The statue was located on the main floor near Portage Avenue. When you did pay a visit to one of the two stores, finding everything on one floor wasn't always possible. Changing floors, therefore, was necessary and could be accomplished in one of two ways. The first was the escalator, not the fastest means, but reliable if you weren't in a hurry. The second was the elevator, which in both stores had a full-time operator. Made you feel kind of pampered and important.
Doors closing. Lift going down.
A shopping trip to one of the stores wouldn't be complete, though, without taking time to relax and have lunch or supper in their restaurants. Eaton's had the grill room and the Bay had the paddle wheel restaurant, which was extremely popular and very well known. Coming downtown to shop did have its disadvantages, though. One of these was parking. There is the bus, of course, and before the mid-1950s you could take a streetcar. You could even park on the street. Portage Avenue had diagonal parking. But eventually both stores found the need to construct parking structures that would allow for the same conveniences as the growing, sprawling urban shopping malls. The Bay constructed a multi-story parkade that was attached to the building at the south side. And Eaton's parkade, also multi-storied, was built on Hargrave, west of the store and across the street. A third-floor crosswalk from the parkade allowed shoppers access to the store. The first department that people would confront when entering the third floor was the deli. Mountains of fabulous-looking and tasty delicacies, incredible aromas, and also their famous red velvet cake. That was to die for. I could say this from personal experience, having eaten my fair share of them. Perhaps the most distinctive feature of department stores from this era were the window displays at street level. And both the Bay and Eaton's didn't disappoint. The latest in women's and men's fashions were the most popular items to be displayed, but anything could be showcased. Christmas time displays were extra special and tended to be very extravagant, with lots of color, lights, and even moving components. Eaton's would go one step further than the Bay at Christmas time by producing the Santa Claus Parade. In fact, they even had their own building where floats were assembled. The parade was a great opportunity for families to line Portage Avenue and see not only Eaton's but all kinds of Winnipeg businesses let their hair down and see who could come up with the best float. You knew the parade was finished, though, when Santa's float, complete with reindeer, came by. Besides the retail store on Portage Avenue, Eaton's had a catalog mail order business that was housed in a large building south of the store. This building today is the home of the Manitoba Public Insurance Corporation, City Place retail stores, and plenty of indoor parking. Sadly, the Eaton's building on Portage Avenue is gone. It was demolished in 2003 to make room for a new hockey arena and entertainment center. Unfortunately, the building was not given heritage protection or considered worthy of saving. The Bay Building, on the other hand, was granted protected heritage status by the City of Winnipeg in 2019. Shopping has changed dramatically since the days of the Bay and Eaton's downtown, but the stores will be fondly remembered. The internet sees most shopping activity now, and Amazon has practically become a household essential. There are still plenty of stores around, but it's not uncommon to see many of them struggle to stay open, and many, unfortunately, are quickly going out of business. What's next for shopping? It's hard to say. I suppose only time will tell.